Yo, yo, after reviewing this entire Game 9, yo, not only did I make 12 threes over 6 telemarketer calls today, but I just saved my season, yo. I just saved my shoot-around season. Barely winning this game in over freaking time. Let me start it off of how bad the first half was. Like literally, it was just so bad. I thought it was gonna be a repeat of the Artesia Park Game 7 from last year in the semifinals, where I was down by as many as freaking 40 or something like that. I just shot so poorly, and would you believe that that this game right here, I was missing nearly every freaking shot, especially from 3. Yeah, I started at 0-10 before I made my first shot, which is a 3. You know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, yeah, I was down 3-10. And then I started being down 3-30. I missed every freaking shot. I was like, what's going on? This must be my game to lose. I was like, I mean, I certainly did not give up, but just judging from the score, man, 3-30. I know it was only the first half, dude. I mean, crowd got so silent. Shoot. And then I started being down after that 4-pointer, 30 points. I was down by 30. 4-34. Yeah, I made the one free throw out of 2 before I proceeded to miss the 4-point shot. And I already became down 4-34. Yo, just as the first half was about to, was closing in on an end, and boy oh boy, it just got so bad that I didn't know what to think. It looked like it was going to be a repeat of the one in the semifinals where I got eliminated after Game 7 in Artesia. Well, little did you know, I think it was like within a minute or so left, or I think it was like under a minute, because I called, I had to shoot a 4-pointer. That one got it to 8-34. And then I called a timeout. I think it was my second timeout, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, second timeout, if I was not mistaken. And then I made 2 straight 4-pointers. Well, the last 3 shots have been 4-pointers, so good for me that I think I made a lot of 4s in this game. If I'm not mistaken, I think I hit 4 of them. Yeah, that's the most 4-pointers I've had in a long time, considering I haven't made very much as of late. But yeah, dude, so 2 straight 4-pointers, or my last 3 shots have been 4s. After the free throw, I got it to 4 points total. So after those 3 4-pointers, that one cut it to 18 before the 3-pointer to close out the first half. That got it down 19-34. So that fast, after being down by 30, I cut that straight to 15 at the end of the first half. And then in the second half, I started to finally pick it up. Yeah, I still felt tight. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was still down big. I mean, I was still down in double digits. And then I think it was like around the 2-minute mark, or under 2 minutes, that I was already down 11. Because let me see. Yeah, I was down 11, right? 49-32 was the turning point where I made a 3, right? Timeout. Yeah, I think a majority of my shots were actually 3-pointers. You know, that got me right back in the game, and to make it so close. Because check this out. I was down. What was it? Yeah, I was down. What was it? Because I was down 19-37, and then I was down on another point, 27-42, right? Because I missed the mid-range shot, right? So I made a 3 that cuts to the 30-44, and then I missed another 3 that got it back to 17. The targets were back up to 17, and then I proceeded to hit a mid-range jumper that cuts it to 15 again, and then missed one back to 17, 49-32, and then here's what's impressive. I hit a 3, down 35-49. Then I missed. Then I hit another 3. I think it was in the first timeout, where I cut it to 38-49. So I cut that to 11. And then off of the timeout, I missed another 3, 38-52. Call my second timeout, and I think I hit, if I'm not mistaken, 1-3, and that cut it back to 11 again, 41-52, right? So 41-52, and then from there I hit another 3, 40, that cuts it to 44-52, so down by 8. And then I got to the you know, I had a lot of these out of bounds calls on purpose, right? So as long as it's outside of the court or on the, you know, off the line, then I can call it out of bounds, right? Sometimes I just choose not to, but this is a very, very, very crucial game. It's an elimination game, so I've been calling it out of bounds here and there. So I had to reset for the floater section. I made one that cut it to 46-52, and then I missed another one. Well, I think my timeout has been what is it now? It's actually another out of bounds call since I already used up my 2 timeouts. So I switched to the other court where I usually play at, right? I know my mom called me about something, and you know, at that moment I was speaking, but it's all good. I know she was asking important questions. She probably thought I was at lunch as well, because she was at Dollar Tree and asked if I bought a card for my, you know, my sister. Her birthday is tomorrow, so yep, I made sure I told her I got a card already, so it's all good. So anyways, back to the game. I was down once again 46-52, and this was a very, very, very tough decision to make because I only had 5 seconds left. So with 5 seconds left, I could either have made, you know, I could have attempted a 3, and if I make it, then I can intentionally slap the ball out of bounds again. So I can, I mean, I would have to make a 3 no matter what to tie it. But something told me I was going to make a 4 or attempt a 4. Hold on, let me get through. Yeah, I was going to attempt a 4, and then, you know, slap it out of bounds and then actually go back to the floater, because I would only be down 2 points. Yeah, tough decision, man. I had to spend a minute, literally a minute, to think what I was going to do. And guess what? After making my decision, I decided to attempt the 4, because for some reason I've actually been, you know, I feel like I was getting my 4s on target more than I had my 3s, or the many 3s that I missed. So yes, I did attempt a 4, and yes, fortunately I made that in, and I slapped the ball out of bounds as quickly as I could. I think it was, I mean, I'm pretty sure that ball went right out of bounds right before the buzzer sounded. That would have been like right under 1 second. So that being said, I mean, judging from what I saw, it was like right under a second. If only I had my Fitbit watch again. But yeah, so I got it to where it was only I had to reset it to 2 seconds. So I think it was like an eighth of a second, if I'm not mistaken. So I decided to do the floater, which is wise. Make or miss. I mean, I really had no other choice. If I miss, it's over. If I make it, it's overtime. So I went on to do a floater, took my time with 2 seconds, didn't rush it, and I got the clean look that I need. Had the ball in midair. Well, yeah, I had the hand in midair, and then just threw up a much, a clean look on the floater instead of a rush shot, and it went in. Bam! Over freaking time. Woo! Right at the buzzer, bro. Right at the buzzer. Had I missed that, the series is over, and my shooter around season would have been over. Whew. So I did that, and then came the overtime period, where it was 3 minutes. Same thing with activity 1A, right? So I started out there, and it was very close. And I started getting my first lead off of the second bank shot, mid-range shot. The second attempt on the right side, and that one got me my first lead ever, 56-55, right? And then I started missing some shots again. Ultimately went down by 4 after missing a 3, and so I decided to use the left side bank shot attempts, the 2 bank shot mid-range attempts. Both of them succeeded, and I was trying to make sure I didn't miss the second one like I did earlier. That was really frustrating. So I grabbed the offensive rebound, good for me, and sank that second one. So now the game was tied, and then I proceeded to hit a regular jumper, 62-60, went up by 2, and then I missed another mid-range shot. So that tied the game at 62. Called my first time out with 9 seconds. I decided instead of the 3s, I was going to shoot 2 free throws. Just to be wise, right? Or consecutive free throws. I want to see if I can get it to at least 4 points, so that even if I do miss a 3, then at least the game would be over, and I would have eventually won. But if I only made 3, and even if I missed, I would force a second overtime. But yeah, man, to have a second overtime, I mean, it was already like 1:45, and shoot, man, I probably would have to play another 3 minutes, and who knows, like if it ever got to a third overtime, shoot, I better save that for after work. That would have been crazy as hell, right? But I proceeded to make the first 2 free throws, right? So, I made 2 of 3 because I attempted a third, right? So I was up 64 and 62. And then back to, it was 9 seconds left, like I said. So I had some time, right? And I went to attempt a 3, after the last couple seconds. And fortunately, that 3 sank in. That was my 12th 3 of the entire game. The elimination game. 12 threes. 12 motherfreaking threes. And that won the game. I'll let the clock run. But those were the last 3 seconds after I made that 3. And season saved. The season has been saved, folks. So I won by 5 after being down by as many as 30. Historic comeback. And I made 4 fours of the 12 3-point 3-pointers made total in an elimination game, folks. Crazy. This has got to be one of the best games I ever played, especially if it's an elimination game. Just knowing that I was not going to get cooked for exiting the first round early. And yes, it was at home. Didn't even matter because the pressure was tight. But for the most part, whew, done, baby. Done. So, Game 10 will be in Eastgate Park. That's going to be on Thursday. So I get a break tomorrow. And yeah, man, it's going to get interesting. Job's not finished, but it will get real interesting as the series continues going back to Eastgate Park. And I'm sure it's going to get much harder, and hopefully the game will be close as well. So, whew, wow. Anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. Y'all have a good rest of your day, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.